Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this great big world. Welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. So today I'm going to take you guys on a journey using the cards as well as my intuition. And we're going to discuss what is happening right now on this planet in regards to those of you in higher level soulmate connections, kindred spirit connections, or twin flame connections, those of you who may identify as a divine feminine or divine masculine. I do feel as though, even though in the 3D there are very confusing behaviors from the divine masculine at this time, very conflicting behaviors. They might say one thing and do another, or you're speaking to them, having conversations in the 5D or dream state in the 4D, and then there's such a conflicting evidence in the 3D that the feminine says, I don't know if this journey is real. A lot of you are letting us know, I want off this journey. Can I choose a new twin flame? This is too much. This is too complicated. And we want you to know that we hear you all and we feel you, and we do understand where you're coming from. This journey is not for the faint of heart. This journey is and always was and always will be for you. Yes, you are you are one soul in two bodies. If you're a twin soul connection, if you're a soulmate or kindred connection, it's two souls, two bodies. If those of you who identify as being in a true twin flame connection, the majority of the twin flames are in some form of separation right now. Now, separation can look like you're speaking, but your counterpart is romantically connected to or legally connected to another person. It can look like living under the same roof, but not being in that actual full physical union. Physical union is desirable, but it's rare. Not everybody will end up in physical union. Some people will choose soulmates, some people will choose kindreds. Others of you will choose to walk this path alone. It depends on your soul's journey. It depends on how advanced of a soul you are. It depends on the contract in place, and it depends on the mission that you have outside of this connection. Do you have a joint mission with your twin soul? Yes. Do you also have an obligation to humanity? Yes. Do you have an obligation to your own soul to advance? Yes. So it's very important at this time and during this time of ascension that we let go of labels. And I've been talking about this for many, many months now. We let go of the idea of one person being, your everything. One person being the person that's going to fix it all, regardless of what the title or label is. If you can let go of the label, things soften on this journey. We've got a squirrel, guys. As I'm saying this, there's a squirrel in our gazebo outside who's decided to perch on the edge of it, and he's taking a bath, and it's really, really sweet. Or she, it might be a she. She's taking a bath, and she's, it's been raining here the past several days. Lots of rain, lots of cleansing, by the way, happening in the collective, happening, on our ascension journeys. I just want to drive the point home that this is a journey for you. First and foremost, and ultimately, it's a journey for you. The physical counterpart, regardless of what they're doing or what they're not doing, who they're with, who they're not with, what they're choosing, what they're not choosing, especially if they're not choosing you, it is very important that you validate yourself. It's very important that you surround yourself with others who will validate you in your mission, in your journey. It's very important that you serve humanity in some way, whether big or small. This doesn't have to mean you become famous. It doesn't have to mean you have a huge, gigantic platform, but whatever that mission is for you, it could be in your local community, it could be in your family of origin, just ensuring that you're walking your highest path and not looking around or looking back or looking to your side to see where the counterpart is. So one of the things that came in is a dream I had the other night where in the 3D, my counterpart was very dismissive, like as dismissive as you could be. And in the dream that very same night, he was writing me letters, like old school letters, but it was a text message, but it was looking like an old school letter. He was even using emojis, which is not something his 3D human self would normally do or has ever really done, very, very little. And what he was saying, so again, this is where I'm saying there's conflicting evidence in the 3D and the 5D, or in the 4D. In the 4D dream state, he was communicating that he had tried to let me go. He had done everything possible to release me, to move forward, to move on and forget me, and that it was simply impossible and that he couldn't. And it was driving him mad. It had driven him, a little insane, a little mad. And it makes them angry. It makes them scared. Like, what if I can't forget this person? What am I going to do? So they try everything. They turn to drugs. They turn to maybe alcohol. A lot of them turn to alcohol versus drugs. They turn to karmic partners. They turn to jobs. They try to make money. They try to fill their time in some ways so they don't have time to think about you or think about this crazy connection that has them confused. Why can't I forget him or her? Why is this one person the one that I can't forget? What does this mean? Okay, they're trying to dissect it at this time, but it pisses them off and it makes them angry. So they may shut you out in the 3D. And so in the 5D again, or in the 4D, this letter there was like a ton of emojis, and he basically said, you have like cast a spell over me, and that's what he would say in the 3D before. Like, as soon as I met him, like, what is this? You've cast a spell over me. Like, they know that it's different. They know it's unique. They know it's very powerful, but they will do everything in their power to turn away, just as you have, Divine Feminine, because it's painful. It's very divinely orchestrated and guided in the 5D, okay, in the higher realms. But in the 3D, as a human, two humans navigating this journey as one soul, it's extremely painful. Most of you, if you're a Divine Feminine, will have watched your Divine Masculine go off with another partner. Or in some way not commit to you, commit to their job, commit to other people, commit to the community, but cannot commit to you. To tell you we're too different, this is never going to work, or we should just be friends, or I hate you, or like any number of experiences that you might have had with your counterpart that make you just like, what is this? And why would I have chosen this? Why would I have signed up for a journey that's so incredibly painful? I do also want to talk about the Johnny Depp trial at some point, because I think it's very important. My previous channel was all about narcissistic abuse and recovering from narcissistic abuse, how to understand it, how to navigate it, how to get out of those situations, emotionally abusive situations, verbally abusive situations, psychologically and spiritually abusive situations. And it's interesting because, I identify Johnny Depp as a Divine Feminine. Others of you may identify him as a Divine Masculine. That's okay. It's just a label. But I see him as very much a Divine Feminine, and I see his ex-partner as a Divine Masculine, not a Divine Masculine, as a karmic partner, but as the masculine energy, and definitely not a Divine Masculine. But what we saw in that, in my opinion, and again, you're entitled to your opinion, we are allowed to have different opinions about things. I can agree to disagree respectfully, and so can you. But it is of my opinion, and the majority of the world's opinions from what I saw as I was following the trial, was that, the perpetrator was playing the victim, and that's what a narcissist will do. That's what somebody who doesn't have a solid sense of identity will not be able to see how they are ever wrong, will not be able to take accountability. And honestly, a lot of our masculines have perpetrated that narcissistic abuser kind of template. They stepped into narcissism. And so for a lot of you, it's like, and then they have amnesia, like, I never did that, I never said that, I never hung up on you, I never did this, I never chose somebody else, I never said that. And you're like, but that's gaslighting, but you did say that. But they actually don't remember saying it or doing it. They actually have no contemplation, no recollection of those instances and those experiences. And you're like, what the hell? And then you ask them, but you ignored me for 2 years. And they're like, no, I didn't. Has it been that long? If the divine has pulled you apart and you're in separation, whether it was of your doing or the masculine's doing, it was divinely guided. You know this because you'll feel it. You're not doing it out of spite or ego. You're doing it out of protection. You're doing it to protect the connection, to protect the divinity of the connection, to protect the love. You're doing it to protect, all of humanity, because again, these are higher level connections and they're designed to uplift humanity. It's not just the romantic aspect of the connection. So you'll know that when you and your counterpart have, been in some sort of lengthy separation, I'm not talking about days or hours, I'm talking about months, years. When you've endured that, you'll understand that there was a reason that you were being kept apart. Look, the divine will play all sorts of tricks on you. You will try to connect to your counterpart and you'll say, you blocked me. And they'll say, I didn't block you. What are you talking about? No, you blocked me. I didn't block you. Something blocked you from them and they weren't receiving your messages. You weren't able to get through, or vice versa. There may just be some sort of like communication, issue where you try to call and they can't hear you. You may get hung up on. It's like in some way they may change their number. You might change your number. All of these things can happen. And again, it's all being, divinely guided. So if there is a separation in your connection, trust that it's for the highest good of everyone. You have to surrender. That's the only way out, is through. You have to surrender. You have to trust. You have to have faith, and you have to put all the focus back on yourself. You can't continue to ask yourself why this is happening. What did that mean? Because chances are it didn't mean anything in the 3D. It didn't actually have any meaning. You can assign it meaning, but it didn't really have any meaning, because what's actually happening is, again, coming from the higher realms. So with that being said, and one thing I want to say, and I think I'll do a post about this on Patreon, or I want to do a video about this, about the Johnny Depp trial. But one thing that I wanted to say before we get into the cards here is absolutely 100%, I do believe that this was a win for all domestic violence survivors. Anybody who has, I don't like the word victim, but anybody who has been a victim of domestic violence or been in those situations and not been able to have their voice heard, I do feel like this is a win for men and women both, of all kinds of situations or relationships who have endured this kind of abuse. So I'll talk more about that and why I feel like this is a win for the collective, why I feel like it's a win for humanity, why I feel like it's a win for the feminine and masculine collective as well. It's going to turn things around. The truth prevailed. And this is what we're seeing. And that's something Johnny Depp talked a lot about, is the truth prevailing. So as the truth prevails, around the world more and more, we're going to see the light shining brighter and brighter, and like getting so bright that you'll be able to look at someone and see what their intentions are. Okay, so I'll talk more about that as as that starts to unfold here, as we continue to delve into the age of Aquarius, as we continue to understand why it is that we're here, what it is that our missions are, a collective mission, your mission with your counterpart, and then your solo mission, which you do have, and some of you might have more than one mission, by the way. So we have a divine masculine here who's deep in thoughts. Deep in their thought, they are quite perplexed. Complexed is the word. I don't even know if that's a word. I just made it up, but perplexed is a word. They feel quite perplexed at this time, and there's a complexity to their thoughts. There's definitely like this idea. I see them thinking of the divine feminine, but you see how he's kind of turning away. Like he's turning towards her and also turning away. He's like, I'm not sure what to think of this situation, right? I'm not sure what to think of what has transpired. I'm not sure what to make of this. They're trying to make sense of this, guys. They had tried to do it before, but they would distract themselves, or they got distracted. And now a lot of those distractions have fallen away or are continuing to fall away in tower moments. And as that happens, it's like, I can no longer just sit here and pretend that this doesn't bother me. Like they're receiving nudges. They're going to start to go into the longing phase here shortly, guys. And as the masculine goes into the longing phase, it's going to look different than the feminines. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to reach out in the 3D or they're going to be banging on your door. Some might, maybe a small percentage, like 5%, 10%, I don't know, 12%. But the majority of them will long in silence, okay? You're going to feel this energetically more than anything. Remembering that this is an energetic connection first and foremost. That's hard for our 3D minds and egos to understand. Yeah, they're definitely interesting. I pulled this card yesterday. I was just doing a private reading for someone. So the inner child card here comes up. Yeah, they're definitely thinking about their childhood. Yes, they're thinking about you, but they're thinking about their childhood. They're thinking about, where does this connection fit into my life? But also, where is it that I maybe didn't get the love that I needed, the care that I needed? And how has this affected my connection with my feminine? How has this affected my connection with all women or with all men? How has this affected the way in which I operate within a romantic connection? And in what ways can I start to heal this? They are starting to think about healing the inner child, and they know that they need assistance in this. So the Thief card came out also yesterday, which is interesting. So the Thief card to me is there's either somebody in their life who is dishonest. It's sort of like the Seven of Swords card, thievery or deceptive, manipulative, or they're the deceptive or manipulative ones. I feel like they're thinking about a lot of stuff right now, guys. So this could be a reading that's kind of all over the place. I feel like part of what they're thinking of right now is, how have I been deceptive and manipulative in my relationships, especially with, I feel like with their mother, maybe sisters, and with you in particular. How have I been deceptive, and how has that affected my relationships when I wasn't honest with myself, I wasn't honest with somebody else? A lot of them will pride themselves on being men of integrity, women of integrity, the divine masculines, but in actuality, they're realizing I wasn't actually living my life in integrity. The way that I was living was the opposite of integrity. I was lying to myself. I was lying to other people. Interesting. Distant horizons, journey. Wow. So we've got two cards indicating a very intense journey. Mature man. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, divine. So what we see here is like through this, okay, they're having an ego death. This Thief card, along with the Thoughts card and the Inner Child, tells me they're having a massive ego death right now. A lot of them are angry, guys. If you do try to reach out, be warned. Don't say I didn't warn you. You are forewarned that you're likely to get hung up on. You're likely to get ignored. You're likely to receive, a tongue lashing, or they just might be angry. They might be silent. They may block you. They may pretend like you don't exist. They're trying to get through this anger stage. It's a blessing, because if they're not responsive, they're trying to keep you out of their fire, their destructive phase. They don't want to involve you in it. They're like, I've been destructive enough. I've told lies. I haven't been honest with him or her. I need to step away. I need to keep them out of the line of fire, if you will. I'm sorry if you can't see that well, guys. Let me try to turn the light on here. It's a cloudy, rainy day. I don't know if this will help. It's just a cloudy, rainy day here in the hood. That's a little better, okay. But then down here, look, we have a very different story that's being told. Journey and Distant Horizons. Now, for Distant Horizons, I'm actually going to look that up. Hi, Charlie. Charlie's hanging out with us this morning. He's a divine feminine, kitty, even though he's a male. This is an enabling and usually positive card. Here, a beautiful dreamlike ship with gossamer rainbow sails lifts anchor to fly you to the wide shores of your wildest hopes. Literally, this card represents yearnings, dreams, hopes, and wishes. The significator, that would be the mature man here, he's becoming more mature, okay, is sailing to a new shore. Interesting. So it's interesting. It also suggests opening your mind, developing new ideas or viewpoints, becoming more spiritual and philosophical. Interesting. Wow. So it's more than just a daydream, guys. This is a card here that's indicating, he's being lifted away from his former life, and he's becoming a more mature version of himself spiritually and emotionally, which is very important. Yeah, we see an older man physically here, but that's not of importance. What I'm seeing, it doesn't matter what the physical age is. They're becoming more spiritually and emotionally mature, and they are going on an inward journey. The feminine's been on an inward journey most of her life. Let's be real. Let's get real here. We've been on an inner journey for our entire lives. It's fucking exhausting. It's like you just want a break. And now this is why the feminine's been in more of a physical journey the past year or so. Maybe you've moved homes like I have. You've uprooted your life in some way. You've changed your home, or in some way things have shifted. So now it's the divine masculine's turn to go inward, and the divine feminine has gotten to experience the shifts in her physical 3D world. So you're not going to see a lot of movement necessarily in the 3D. And I know that's not what some of you want to hear, but hear me out. If it's happening internally, it's only a matter of time before it's reflected externally. You don't want a half-baked version of your masculine. Trust me. Okay, been there, done that, have the sweatshirt. Okay, bought the ticket. It's excruciating because they will look like they've healed. They will say all the right things, and then they will turn around and stab you in the heart. Not because they're intentionally doing it, but because they're unhealed, okay? And they're repeating old patterns. They've got to do this work. They've got to go inward. This is the very first card that came up, is thoughts. Then we had the child card. Then we had the thief card. The masculine is kind of reliving things, reliving parts of their life where maybe they haven't been honest, where they've been manipulative, where they have maybe had, you know, two romantic partners. It could have been they were married when you met them. It could have been they were involved with someone, but in some way they have been dishonest. They have to come to terms with that. They're dealing with karma. I'll tell you that much. I don't even need that card to come up. They're dealing with karma at this time, and it's not pretty. It's not fun, okay? So let's see what the feminine is experiencing. If you have any sort of, okay, this is exactly what's going on. I'm speaking to some of our private clients too, because a few of you have come forward with this. What's happening right now is, even though we're stepping into the month of abundance, a lot of feminines right now are feeling like it's an anxious energy surrounding money and abundance. So I'm not surprised to see the poverty card here. This is a mindset, by the way. This isn't what's actually going to happen. So you can rest easy. You can breathe deeper and realize, okay, this isn't what's going to happen. This is, if you're having the expectation that an old cycle is going to repeat itself. It's the expectation, well, this is what has happened in the past. Is this what's going to happen again? Am I just going to lose my money? Am I just going to lose my fortune? Everything I've worked so hard for. We're being told, just as the masculine is moving through an ego death, the feminine is moving through an ego death, and we're being forced to let go of things. We're being forced to let go of the way we thought things were going to roll out, the way we thought we were going to experience things, and we're being forced to look inward. We are being forced to physically let go of things that are tangible. It might be a favorite food that you like. Suddenly it tastes weird. Like, that's happening right now, where food tastes weird or disgusting. It might be that you lose a big client. It might be that it gets replaced with an even better client, but you can't see that yet because all you're seeing is the loss. This is a card of loss. It's the expectation, like your expectations aren't being met financially. You're going to say, Sarah, you told us June was the abundant months. Where is it? Give it time, guys. Don't chew my head off. And please don't send me emails telling me, like, not even like acknowledging my energy or time. I've received those when I first talked about the magic months of April through August. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And it just went into like 1,200 paragraphs about how your life was shit. That is dumping on somebody, and that's narcissistic. So please don't do that. Your email will get deleted and you'll get blocked, because I don't deal with that type of energy. If you would like a session, I can definitely do that. We can definitely schedule a session. We do offer sessions, guys. I don't have the payment processor on my website up and running. We've run into some glitches here in the past month and a half or so. I'm trying to work those out, but you can still schedule a session. So even if it says my North Node readings are sold out, they are not. You can schedule a North Node reading. It's on the offerings page on my website, lunargoddesstarot.com/offerings. You might have to scroll down, but you will see the North Node. I am not offering twin flame readings at this time. They're simply too emotionally and spiritually draining for me, energetically draining for me at this time. They may open up in the future. I don't know. And we also are offering one-on-one sessions. You can schedule a discovery call. You can schedule a 40-minute flame call. Discovery calls are 20 minutes. You can also schedule healing sessions or coaching sessions. I do offer coaching sessions. Holly offers healing sessions. So we have these things available. Just reach out at the email listed below and we can get you set up. Now, just so you guys know, I am going on vacation next week. So from June 8th until June 15th, I will be out of commission. So if you're interested and you still want to get in like before the month of June, you want to go ahead and book now so I can get you on the calendar, because I'm booking out the week of, I think it's the 20th at this point. Okay, adjudication, interesting. As I was shuffling before, I saw courthouse. There's going to be some sort of, it's like, there's a legal issue for some of you. This is probably for a minor few of you. Okay, I'm seeing coffin on the bottom here. Something is being laid to rest. A legal issue is going to come to fruition. You're going to receive the news. And I feel like this could be a divorce for some of you. This could be your counterpart. You find out they get divorced. If that's the case, do not expect them to come running into your arms. This is not a romance novel. Okay, this is not how the twin flame connection works. They will have work to do. They will have healing to do. You will have work to do. There might be another karmic partner that they have to get involved with so they can learn certain lessons. I know that's fucking painful. I get it. I've been there. But this could also be for some of you that there is some sort of a resolution to something legal. This could be pertaining to work or clients. It could be pertaining to the sale of a house, the purchase of a house. It doesn't have to be anything at all involving your counterpart. In fact, I think for most of you, it's not involving your counterpart. But something is going to be resolved here, and there's like a nail in the coffin is what I'm hearing. Something is being laid to rest for good, and you won't have to worry yourself over this anymore. So that should alleviate a lot of this kind of poverty mindset and the expectation that like I'm going to lose everything. This is saying a very different story. It's saying that actually there's going to be a resolution, and I feel like it's going to be positive. So yeah, it's definitely going to be positive because we have the 10 of Pentacles being pulled here from the Tarot deck and the Knight of Pentacles. So absolutely. The Knight of Pentacles is such a beautiful card. We have 4 knights in the deck, of course, and the Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving energy because it's something that has to be grounded into, you know, the 3D reality, right? Pentacles is the material world. But this shows that your hard work is paying off. This is a story. This is telling a very different story than what's being told here in your mindset. You are determined. And, you know, look, I mean, this is success. He's running through the field of success. I mean, there's a, what is this? I don't know what kind of a flower that is, but it's blooming. And then here in the 10 of Pentacles, we see all these beautiful roses blooming in this beautiful tree. And we see a circle of friends and family. So the abundance is there. I don't want you guys to get caught up in this idea that I haven't seen it yet, so it's not happening. Because it's very easy to get stuck in that mindset, that poverty mindset. Interesting. We have the Page of Cups for the masculine. So they are very much, this is a less mature energy. Okay. So currently where they're at, where they're headed, right? Where you're currently at, but where you're headed. Okay. So we're looking at kind of present and then future energies here, if you will, or you could say we're looking at the mind versus, you know, the soul's path, soul's journey. So the Page of Emotions is a less mature energy. But it represents like kind of idealism. It represents that idea that romance still exists, that idea that you can be swept off your feet, the idea that chivalry isn't dead. And the Knight of Cups is even, to me, even more powerful. But the Page of Cups is the beginning of that emotion of, it's like it indicates that there can be serendipity for the masculine, where he's going to start to just see your name a lot or see reminders of the connection. He's going to be brought back to the connection. If there has been a strong resistance, if your masculine has tried to forget you or tried to shut that door completely or slam the door, or you have, you're going to start to see that door cracking open here. They're peeking around the corner. Again, this may or may not be happening in the 3D yet. This is a very youthful energy. It's also a very imaginative, creative energy. You can see, you know, we see this kind of like, she's underwater because it's the water energy. It's the Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Cups energy. But you see like a land here, like an enchanted forest here. And you see, she's got like the octopus legs. That is like her shirt or her skirt here, and then she's surrounded by the fish, and then we see the heart here. Her heart is shining brightly. So she's definitely connected to kind of this idea that there is something better out there, that things can get better, that things can shift, that actually can be happy. Yeah. 4 of Swords, 10 of Wands. We know 10 of Wands, yes, it's the ending of something, but this has been a tough journey. The masculine's been carrying a lot of this burden on their own. They haven't been able to vocalize it or share it with you or anyone else. But, you know, after the 10 of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands. So we have that powerful new beginning. It's a spiritual It's like a spiritual quest that they've been on that's about to come to an end, because they're realizing, I don't have to do this on my own. I don't have to suffer on my own. I don't have to be the one that, I don't have to carry all of this on my own back. I can ask for help. So they're going to start to ask for help, spiritually speaking, through God or through their higher power, whatever that is. They are feeling nostalgic, but because this is coming up with a child card here, they're really connecting to their own inner child, okay? I feel like this is a connection to days gone by or times past, where things were more innocent. There's an innocence here that's coming through. It's like, I need to rest, okay? The Four of Swords, I need to rest here. I need to rest my mind. I need to rest my body. I just need to rest. And they can't, again, this is a process that can't be interrupted. They feel, a lot of them might be, especially if their parents have passed, they're connecting to their parents. They're connecting to their mother and father both at this time. Connecting again to happier moments, happier memories, especially if, you know, they had a complicated relationship with their parents when they were alive. They're remembering, you know, the good times, like remembering, it's like summer memories are coming up, eating watermelon in a picnic, or going to the lake with mom and dad, or going on your family vacation and your, you know, like just like when things were more simplistic. They're connecting to things, which is really a shift for the masculine, to be able to connect to something that's more simplistic, okay? It's very, because look, they've been connected to a lot of materialistic things. They've been connected to wealth, and now they're starting to connect back to the things that really matter, the things that ground them, okay? So they're wondering, if you saw the real me, would you still love me? That's a question that's coming up for them. I ran away from myself, not you, because I was in denial. I was in denial of myself. I was in denial of this connection. I was in denial of the power of the connection. I was in denial that this could ever actually come to fruition. I just want to hold you again. These are their thoughts. These are the thoughts. Again, guys, this is not the 3D, so it could look very different in the 3D. This is where it gets confusing on this journey. I don't want to get hopes up. That's not what I'm here to do. Other readers will do that. They will promise you marriage and union tomorrow, and it's bullshit. They're doing it for likes and views. I'm healing old issues. Yeah, that came up yesterday as well, the reading I did for a friend. So I'm healing old issues. I keep on coming back to this one, though. If you saw the real me, would you still love me? This is pretty telling. You know, would you still love me, or would you turn away from me? Like if you really knew who I was and what I was about, or would you, it's kind of like that, can't think of the lyrics to that song. It's a song by The Script. If You Could See Me Now. It's such a good song, guys. Go listen to it. It's talking about two band members one had a mom die, one had a dad die, and it was like, if you could see me now, like, would you criticize me, or would you stand up and applaud me, you know? And that's sort of like what is happening here. Like, if you could see me now, if you really saw me, like, would you really still love me? Because they feel like you wouldn't. They feel like they didn't show you who they really were. They you know, put on an air, they put on a face, they put on a facade. And so there's a fear, and that's why, again, they might be ignoring you at this time. Like, if this person really saw the real me, they wouldn't even want to be with me. I'm not worthy of being with. But they are healing that. I want to return to you. And we have this too. I just want to hold you again. So I want to return to you. I'm trying to understand. Yeah, I'm healing old issues. We know this because we've got the Child card, the Six of Cups card. I'm really trying to understand, and I'm healing these things that have kept us apart. I'm healing these things that have kept me in denial, okay? I was in denial. I ran away from myself, not you. There's maybe two more cards I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to close out the reading, guys, because I do have a couple appointments today. I can't do this right now. I do want you, don't doubt it. Interesting. There's kind of like contradiction there. Like, I can't do this, but I do want you. yeah, there's this like, I'm healing old issues. I'm trying to understand. I can't talk to you right now. I can't give you answers right now. They know that if you talk to them that you're going to want answers, and they're like, if I can't give that to her now, then this is not the right time to talk. Trust in divine timing. Trust that you're being, everything is being orchestrated behind the scenes. Guys, I know this is a painful journey. I'm on it. I understand, I empathize. If you need support, if you want a coaching session, I do not offer twin flame readings right now, but I can offer coaching sessions. If you would like a North Node reading, I can offer those. If you would like a healing session, the best way to do that is to start with a discovery call, a 20-minute discovery call. And you can also opt for a flame call. If you know you're in a twin flame connection, it's a 40-minute call, it's a longer call. And then from there, you decide to pursue coaching sessions with me or healing sessions with Holly, or a lot of our clients will do both. And we are going to be offering a brand new program that we're going to launch in July next month. So we're excited to offer that. And just know that you're not alone, guys. Know that you're supported. Connect with those that understand. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I'll see you on the next video.